everybody. Welcome to the Christmas Countdown Show. My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy Danny Jordan. Welcome to the Christmas Countdown Show. This is episode number 13.
Wow.
Of season 3.
Wow.
There's only 20 episodes in the season.
Don't remind me.
We're getting very
I'm gonna
close.
Start crying over here. I cried enough in the last episode.
7 episodes left.
Cry in this one too.
My gosh, we are here, folks. We got Chris Sisley coming to us live through the Zoom.
Ones and twos
from Brooklyn. On the ones and twos, we got John Ewing.
And
John, this is your chance.
This is your time, John.
What does ATEM stand for?
It's really boring. It doesn't stand for anything.
No way.
At all? It's just a random collection of letters?
It's carried over from the company that Black Magic bought to make it. And as far as I could tell, they respelled it, but somebody was saying it's based on an Egyptian god or goddess or something.
Wow. Okay, I have heard of ATEM as an Egyptican god.
Now I feel like we need to do a real deep dive into.
Is it the god of multiple angles?
Hey,
that would make sense.
The god of switching.
The god of switching, yeah.
Just always switching code.
Yeah,
code
god
switcher.
of numbers.
Ooh,
maybe.
God of tapping.
Tapping.
God of lights.
God, maybe.
I don't know. We're all guessing.
But folks, we are here, and you have joined us for the Christmas Countdown Show. This is very exciting. This is a big episode.
Huge.
We've been looking forward to this particular episode, I think, all season long.
Since
Danny and I both.
I was 17 years old.
Really?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I just was picking a random time.
Sure, okay. But we have been very excited. We are going to be doing the top 10 songs about the big guy, Santa Claus.
Oh, I was pointing at the Santa.
Oh, yeah, and I thought you were going for a fist bump,
but
so I'm going to finish it through.
This is the most awkward fist
there we go,
ever.
folks. You can watch that on youtube.com/Countdown Network. Danny and I just had a very awkward where I thought he was going for a fist bump, so I went to finish it, but he was pointing at the Santa to my right. So then we got kind of a like not quite a turkey.
It's a point.
Sure what that is?
It's a bump point.
Bump point. Anyways, folks, we have gotten off to a thrilling start. This is going to be 10 through 6 of our top 10 songs about Santa, and then the next episode will be 5 through 1. Now, we should bring up something.
Okay,
Danny. We have been referencing many a time whenever we talk about Santa, Popo Shisho, Popo Shisho, right? And we thought that was a name for Santa because it was said
Santa Claus,
Santa Claus, and he listed it in a bunch of other names.
Right.
But when we were with the big guy himself, Santa J. Claus, a couple weeks ago, he told us Topo Shisho is not a Santa at all.
That's right. He's a little mouse.
It has nothing to do with Santa. It's a little Italian mouse that was a Italian cartoon character.
And he would be on the Ed Sullivan Show.
And he was on the Ed Sullivan Show. That's why he said it.
He's a really big show.
Yeah, but isn't that funny that we always have been saying Topo Shisho?
I think a lot of people around the world have assumed that one of the names from St. Nick, this fun game.
Yeah.
How many names can we come up for between us, that are words that are used to call,
we'll go back and
Santa
forth.
Claus.
You say one and I'll say one.
St. Nick.
Santa Claus.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Why can't I think of
one?
one
Short
right
list.
now? No, I got more. Papa Noel.
Okay. Santa Claus.
That's great. Did I say St. Nick? Was that the first one I said?
That was the first one you said.
The big guy.
Big guy, that's fair.
Yeah.
The Big Red Machine. Why did everybody laugh at that? That's a really great name for Santa.
It is a great name. Wait, are we making them up or we're giving real ones? Because if we were making them up, I would have come up with one a lot faster.
I've heard him referred to as the Big Red Machine.
The Man with the Bag.
Man with the Bag, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Santa Claus, Kris Kringle.
Ooh, there it is. Our email address, Kringle at ChristmasCountdownShow.com. Are there any other Klaus from the movie Klaus? Does that count?
I think that's different.
Is that different?
Yeah, I think that's.
Do you got any, Chris, that we're missing? Or are you looking up a list?
I'm not looking. I have no idea.
Father Christmas. That's a good one. Jeez. Yeah.
I guess we could just go in all different languages if we wanted to, but that felt like a good list. I feel like there's maybe one glaring one that we're like...
Yeah. If we forgot one and you're hearing this and you're like in your car screaming, how could you not say...
Santa J. Claus. Yeah.
Then send us a message.
Let us know.
Yeah. But this is going to be a good one, folks. So we're glad that you're with us. This is airing on November 27th. Whew. So we are now in the season.
We're less than a month away from
Thanksgiving
Christmas.
is done. We are less than a month from the day.
Yeah.
The big day. What would you say if you had to pick, and let's exclude Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Okay.
what is the best day of Christmas time, of the Christmas season?
Every day.
What do you think it is? Is it the day after Halloween that you really feel like you're in it? Is it the day after Thanksgiving? Is it December 20th when you're about 4 or 5 days out? So you're really, there's Christmas specials on every night on TV. Is that the best day? What do you think the best day, taking out Christmas Eve and Christmas Day?
I think it depends on what day of the week Christmas falls.
Okay, let's say.
Because this year it's a Monday.
Right.
So I would say maybe Friday the 22nd might be great.
Right
because
before the weekend before?
Yeah, because everyone's going to leave work early that day because it's a weekend and you're taking the Monday off. So you're you go in, nobody's really doing any work anyway. And it's all right, everyone.
Holiday Christmas party.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
See you in the new year. All that sort of stuff that people do. See you in 2024.
Hey, man, I'm not going to see you till next year.
Man. It's going to be so long. Everybody does it. And it's great every single time.
It is.
Keep telling that joke, friends. I would say, it depends on the day of the week that Christmas falls. But I would say this year, because Christmas is on a Monday, I would go with Friday the 22nd, probably because you get home, you pick up your kids early from school. Yeah. It's now it's Christmas.
Yeah. Hopefully kids aren't still in school on the 22nd.
Well, my kids, they're not part of a district school. So I think their last day is, I'm looking at it right now. My daughter gets picked up at noon on Friday the 22nd.
All the way up to the 22nd.
No, we may not send her.
Sure.
Yeah. But
we observe Christmas season. So
yeah, exactly. So I may, maybe we'll keep her out. Maybe we'll take her to Disneyland or something. It might be a little fun little trip to, sort of prepare for the coming day. But, speaking of Christmas, I had this thought, a lot of times I'll post on our social media, 45 days till Christmas, whatever. I feel like we're always looking forward to Christmas Day. And that maybe we're so focused on the day that we miss the season. To me, when you really start, when you get 30 days out, Christmas is here.
We're here.
Christmas is here. Let's start celebrating Christmas now and not be so focused on that one day.
I like that.
But the whole season of it.
Sure, I like that. That's pretty fair.
I just had that thought the other day. I was why am I looking forward to this day so much when I could just be living in the season, being in the present right now?
Yeah. I think we like finish lines.
We do.
I'm hearing you and I'm agreeing with you. I'm just trying to give you some context why people probably.
That's true, but what do they say? Enjoy the journey, not just the destination. Yeah, exactly.
We should tell people that they should follow us on socials. 100%. You were just talking about posting on the socials.
I do that a lot.
So in case you, for some reason, have gotten this deep into Christmas Countdown Show and you're like, man, I wish they would just tell us what their gosh darn social accounts are. I can't find them anywhere.
Show.
It is at Christmas Countdown Show, all one word, on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Also at Xmas Pod on X. The X? Do they just call it X?
The X. I wish they called it the THEEX.
Vex?
No, the X.
Yeah, but would you just call it Vex?
Zeeks.
No, Zeeks would be THEE.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wish they called it the X, THEE. When I was in high school, I always thought it'd be cool to have a punk band that was the Offbeats.
Oh, sure. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Rather than the, let's be different and let's stand out. And
I like that. That's
because
kind of old school.
It is very old school.
Yeah. Me and my family, whenever a movie ends and it says the end, we always go, themed. It's all one word.
I thought you were going to say the end.
Nope, we always say themed, and we laugh.
So something fun happened as I was driving to the studio here today. The Christmas tree lot that's not too far from here, they were setting up.
Yeah.
They were
going up by me.
Did you? Oh, it's going by you too?
Yeah.
So I usually before I come to the studio, I'll swing by, my favorite coffee shop, otherwise known as Starbucks, grab some coffee. I'll grab a little drink for the boys if they want it. And then it's where the pumpkin patch used to be that we talked about earlier this season. That's near my house. And so they flip it to a Christmas tree lot. And there was something about seeing the guys out there, they're hanging the banners. They're all trees displayed in water. And they had the crew out there
that's cool.
hammering.
All trees displayed in water.
Yeah, I was that's a cool.
I've never thought of that as a feature. Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of, what was that, last season or 2 seasons ago? We were talking about needle retention and all that sort of stuff. It felt very much like that moment.
Yeah.
I was I never thought of displaying trees in water, but I feel they all
That's good.
should be, so they stay, nice and fresh. But they were also putting the big wrought iron iron posts into the ground because they'll do those like, big like 2x4 things that all the trees lean up against. And it just felt like, again, we talk about this all the time on the shows, like those signal moments. So like Christmas is coming, and I just like slowed my car down a little bit, and I was just watching. I was like, how cool that next time I drive by here, there's going to be trees, full of Christmas trees. Yeah.
Do you know what's another signal moment that has happened? And full disclosure, we do record these a few days ahead of time. The Coast 103.5 is now fully playing Christmas music, which I love. I didn't think it was because. Do we want to say what the date is today? What is the date actually?
Today is November 13th.
November 13th.
Yeah. So we are like 2 weeks.
We're a little bit ahead.
That's wild to be that far ahead. Yeah.
But in all honesty, folks, we try not to get that far ahead.
Right.
But as you all know, I'm starring in a show right now. My days are insanely packed, so we're trying to get a little bit ahead so we're not quite so jammed up during the actual Christmas time that we're trying to be with our families and stuff. Anyways, 103.5 is the local sort of station that plays Christmas music 24/7, but it started this weekend, and I did not know that it was going to be happening. I was listening to the Sirius XM channels, and then I turned on my like regular FM radio, and I went to Coast 103.5 just thinking it was going to be regular music, and it was like, have a holly jolly Christmas. I was like, yeah, baby, it's happening.
It's
We're
happening.
back.
It's fun. Ellen Kay, who hosts the morning show on Coast 103.5, who I used to work with at Kiss FM years ago, because she was like, when Rick Dees hosted the morning show here in LA, she was like his co-host. And then when Rick left, she stayed when Ryan Seacrest took over. But now she has her own show. She just started following us on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a big deal.
I was like, can we get Ellen Kay?
We have to reach out to her. That would be so cool.
It would be so epic. 100%. And anyone who lives in LA will really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
But I do wonder, like, with all these apps, like, iHeart obviously has their own app, and like TuneIn Radio and all these apps, like, are people listening to Coast 103.5
around the country?
Around the world?
I bet there are some.
Yeah.
But I wonder if there are people that are like LA people that are not at home right now, or if I feel like theirs is a really good Christmas channel.
Well, their bumpers are incredible.
Yeah.
You're home for the holiday. And it's like this little chorus, like singing together.
It's so good.
Coast 103.5. Like it is part of the soundtrack of the holiday season.
Can we talk about my hat right now?
Yes. I would love to. Wait. Weren't you almost going to wear it recently?
I was almost going to wear it, but I did not. I brought it down to St. Jude. I was maybe going to wear it there.
That's right.
But if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll notice this is an interesting Santa hat that I'm wearing.
It is.
It's from Eddie Bauer, so that's nice. Cost me more than the regular like $6 Santa hat at a CVS.
It was like $8, yeah.
It was a little more than that. a little more than that. It definitely looked cooler in the image, but I'll describe it to you because this is an audio format. It is a traditional Santa hat in that it has sort of a furry banner border, I guess you will.
Yeah, what would you call that part of a hat? Does that have a term? Anyone know?
I don't know.
Because it's not like a brim. It's not a brim,
It's not really a brim. It's like the bottom border.
What is that? Hem? A fur
What'd you
line?
call it, John?
The hem? Like
the hem?
Usually you have a hem of a shirt, you have
hem
pants.
What do they call it, Liam?
You hear this guy? Here he goes. Here he goes. Anyways, it's kind of like a grayish, brownish kind of fur as opposed to the like pure white snow.
I like it a lot.
It's very cool looking. And then the hat, as opposed to just being red, is sort of the buffalo plaid.
Yeah.
And then it's got the kind of grayish, furry ball at the end. But it's cool. It feels more like what a real Santa Claus would wear.
Who's actually out in the elements.
Out in the elements, like way up north. He's not trying to be out at, Macy's. He's in the soup.
Either that or he's just come down a bunch of chimneys and that white, like whatever we're calling it, has gone from nice pure Snow White to sooty and dirty and all the things.
I should let you know that I also have that Eddie Bauer hat.
Whoa! Yeah!
Are you
Chris
serious?
got the same hat.
Wait, does your
do.
his has like a little like metal thing on it. Does yours have that? Where is it?
Yeah, it's a little like Eddie Bauer tag.
Oh, it's in the back. Is that supposed to go in the front or the back? Or you wherever you want it to go?
Kind of like...
Yeah.
If you want to show off that's Eddie Bauer, you put it in the front. And if you want to look like you're not showing off, you put it in the back.
On the way in to recording today, I was listening to the Jolly station on Sirius XM.
Yep.
They have like 20 channels. It's amazing. They have like a sleep channel, a lo-fi channel. This was Jolly, which is upbeat Christmas music is what they call it. And there was a song sung by a child that was all about Santa. It was like saying something came down our chimney and got stuck, but I'm still waiting for Santa. And then it was like, I'm still waiting for Santa. It's been a week. There's still something stuck in our chimney. And then it was like, it's been a year since last Christmas. Still haven't seen Santa, but my brother says that he's been here the whole time. He's stuck in our chimney. What? But it was like really sweetly sung by like a little boy.
Okay.
I'm going to find out what it was called.
Oh my gosh, I want to know the name of this song.
It was an upsetting song,
just the whole
especially
story
to
of
listen to it with Miles. As we're listening, we're like, wait, are they saying that Santa's stuck in their chimney?
Yeah.
Wait, Santa's been in the chimney for a year and no one's like gone to help him? What is happening?
Why is nobody concerned? Why is nobody doing anything about this?
But it was sung very sweetly by like a little child. So it was odd.
like that sort of vibe?
Yes.
Okay. I was almost on pitch there.
No, that was good. That was good.
Thank you. I've been working on my
snowman.
I've been working on my falsetto. You know what that made me think of?
What?
Remember that video that went viral on YouTube years ago of the Trololo guy? You never saw that? Of the guy in like Denmark or Germany or something like that? He's like, Trololo.
No, I don't know.
Never seen this video? Oh, we've got it.
Do you know what he's talking about, Chris?
I have no idea.
Guys,
no idea.
How do you not know 112 and how do you not know the Trololo guy? You're kidding me right now. Oh my gosh, this went like super viral.
Well, not super viral.
Maybe kind of viral.
Okay. Well, it went viral for everybody else except for Eric.
It was regionally very viral.
John, do you know Trololo guy?
You got to play it. It might ring a bell.
Okay. Here we go.
Let's hear it.
This is going to change your life.
Okay.
I think he might be Russian, actually. You've never seen this?
Yeah.
So it's called the Trololo song. You've never seen this. You guys are kidding me.
I just know the music. I never had a visual.
You've never seen this, dude. No. Oh my gosh. It's called Trololo. Trololo. And he hits this like, note in the middle. And then he goes, after that he goes, la 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 la. Yeah, he's really showing off the range.
All right.
I cannot be the only one who knows Trololo.
Do a deep dive on that.
Oh my gosh. Anyway,
I've never heard of that. Yeah.
I love it. It makes me smile.
I'm glad it brings joy to your heart.
Yeah, it brings a lot of joy.
And I'm sure there are some people who are listening who are like, "Oh, we love the Trololo."
We've been waiting 3 seasons for a little Trololo love.
We've been waiting 3 seasons.
Finally, somebody.
Oh my gosh, that's good. We should tell people to rate and review.
I guess we should, or ask them.
Ask them.
Yeah.
Hey, let's tell them. You better rate and review us now. We've been waiting for you.
3
yeah,
seasons.
you think, well, they're talking to the other people. No, we're talking to you. You need to rate and review. Please send us a message.
Yes.
I have some memes and things I'd love to share.
Love memes and things.
Should we get to it?
Only if Chris plays the music.
Let's do it, Chris.
Memes and things. It's time for Eric's memes and things.
Yeah.
Please tell me you're playing Trololo first.
That's the first meme is this amazing guy that I just heard about called the Trololo guy. Okay, this is, let's get it started here. The first one I have is from a Instagram account called the Navage Patch.
Okay.
It's a guy named Greg Navage, Navage.
Okay.
The Navage Patch.
Okay.
Is his account. And he does DIY home decor crafts and stuff like that.
Fun.
And he has a very cool project that you can make. I'll show Danny a little picture here.
Oh, whoa.
It is essentially like a lit up Christmas wreath that you can make at home or by going to, like your local craft store, Michael's or whatever. Basically, you get a wreath outline, sort of wire wreath mold. You string some white string lights through it. Okay. Then you get this sort of like spray foam that you can just spray all over it that then turns to this kind of cloudy, snowy looking material. And then you get some little houses from like your local craft store.
Right.
You put them into the foam and then the lights will shine through the foam. But then you have some houses and it looks like a whole little like Christmas village that is lit up. And you can hang it from your front door, put some fake little trees on it. But it's pretty cool. So this guy's whole account is very cool. The Navage patch. But that craft in particular, I thought was pretty cool.
I wonder if that gets heavy or if that foam is it like super light?
It looks pretty light. It looks pretty airy, which is awesome. This is just a record that I've been listening to, and we are talking about some music. But there's a guy named Gregory Porter. He's kind of like a jazzy kind of guy, but he has a new Christmas album called Christmas Wish. But it's very good, very soulful. Just wanted to give a little love to that.
Okay.
This is from Lizzie Spellman from the Christmas Countdown crew. Posted a very cool thing. We've talked about where you hide the pickle on your Christmas tree, right?
Right.
If people don't know, we talked about this last season, that there is a tradition. Is it an American tradition? Do we know? Did we ever get to the bottom of that?
I'm trying to remember. John looks like he might know. He's leaning in.
I have a pickle ornament.
Okay.
And we never did this as a kid, but recently, like maybe the last 8 years, my sister gave it. And so now we do it.
And now you hide the pickle, and you win a prize if you find the pickle in the tree, right?
Yeah. Maybe get to decorate 4 cookies instead of...
I love it.
Yeah.
That's a prize.
German-American Christmas tradition.
Very good. Very good. I love it. But Lizzie Spellman showed us a picture of a pickle that has Nicolas Cage's face on the pickle, and she called it, Can we please give some admiration for the ornament of Pickleous Cage? Pickleous Cage.
That's so
Pickleous Cage.
Pickleous
3 times,
Cage.
just in case you
for
missed
all
it.
you in the back, yeah.
So that was very funny.
Yes.
This was posted by somebody called Magaw's Gardening Complex, and I love this idea. It's for an ornament that you're going to hang on your tree. And what you do is you take a measurement of your child at whatever age they are at Christmas, and you cut a ribbon from the top of their head to the bottom of their feet, however long they are, and then you wrap the ribbon either around an ornament or you put it inside of one of those like clear plastic ones that you can open up. And it says, this ribbon is very special indeed because if you take it out and measure it, you will remember how little I was in 2018, 2023, whatever it is. So it's like a cool way that you can kind of like track how big your kids are.
That's so sweet.
As just a simple little thing and write the year of how long.
Gosh, I want to start doing that.
Pretty cool. Yeah. This one has nothing to do with Christmas, but as you know, I like to bring you just funny memes that I've found over the last week or so. This is from MacGyver, like MacGyver. And they said, the year is 2030. Bakery art is so realistic, literally anything could be cake. The uncertainty has gripped the world in fear. I go home to hug my wife for comfort. She is cake.
That's amazing.
If you've watched that show, Is It Cake? Have you watched Is It Cake?
I've seen like little snippets of it here and there, but never watched a full episode.
It's so funny, and it's great because they make these things that truly look completely realistic, and then you put a knife to it and you cut it in half,
and it's a cake. Wow! And now is the goal of that show to have them guess that it's not cake?
Correct. It's to try to fool the judges. So basically, they get like a bunch of bakers, and they each get to pick a different item, whether it's like hockey skates or a bowling ball or a loaf of bread, whatever it is.
Right.
And then they get to see like 3 other versions of it. They make their own version that's cake, and then they bring in like 3 celebrity judges who stand not right up next to it. They're somewhat across the room, and they look at all of them and they try to pick out which one's cake. So you're trying to make yours hide amongst the actual.
And then do you like advance on, or is it just like a per episode?
Yeah, no, they have bakers, and then like somebody gets kicked off each week, and then eventually they get to the end. And
sounds like good holiday time viewing.
Yeah, it's great.
Baking,
very fun,
all that sort of
very
stuff.
easy watching. Okay, this next thing is from our friend Chandis. She posted something, and I wanted to give a little love because it looks delicious.
Okay.
So she has holiday food and fun is where I saw this one.
Okay.
She did stuffing cupcakes. So what she did, stuffing cupcakes. This is a great idea. So basically, she took stuffing that you would put, in your turkey.
Right.
Put it into little cupcake molds. baked it in the oven, came out. So now you got a little stuffing ball.
Right.
Okay, that's not that original. But then what she did, she took mashed potatoes and put the mashed potatoes into like one of those bakery squeeze bags and then squeezed it out like whipped cream, but it's actually mashed potatoes.
Wow.
So it's like stuffing with mashed potatoes on top of it.
That's brilliant.
I was like, that's pretty
I want to
legit.
try one of those.
I want to eat that.
Yeah,
so,
maybe a little gravy over the top of that would be nice, or a little melted cheese, possibly.
I like that. That sounds real good.
Those look good.
So check that out.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from I Am Starving AF. And they said, this is another one that has nothing to do with Christmas, but I think you'll like this.
Yeah.
It's describing a scene, if you will. A man takes a bite of a Pringle. Yes. Nods at the waiter and says, yes, we'll have the tube. Like it's like wine, like a nice wine. But it's like, yes, we'll take the tube. I just thought that was pretty good. Okay, this is another account that I recently started following and I love. I think you should check this out.
Okay.
This is on Instagram. It's Deck Your Decor, but periods between each word. Deck period, your period,
So
decor.
DECK?
DECK period, YOUR period, decor.
Deck Your Decor. Okay.
COR. It's an older woman who seems to be a homemaker of some kind or a designer. And she has just a lot of really good, especially at Christmas time, decorating tips and tricks and ways to make things look better or more full. One of the things she said was you get go to like a craft store, get little mini disco balls that have a bunch of mirrors on them, right? You can get those in the dollar section or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she said, hang those deep inside of your Christmas tree. So not necessarily on the outside where it's like, oh, I got a disco Christmas tree.
Right.
But just put them deep inside and they'll reflect the light with the little mirror balls
brilliant.
all over. And it won't look like a disco tree, but it'll kind of
Make
supplement
it even brighter,
and highlight
yeah.
your lights.
That's sort of like what my wife does. She hides these like snowflake things that have glitter all over them, and she'll put them really deep into the tree, so it makes it just feel like light is coming from everywhere in the tree. It's amazing.
I love that. Very cool. So check out Deck Your Decor. This is something that, Danny, I don't know if you've seen this, but if you have, you need to get me some, and I'm going to be on the lookout for it as well. Waterloo, who does kind of sparkling water type drinks, kind of like a La Croix kind of company. They have spiced apple sparkling water. Ooh. Doesn't that sound so good?
I'm wondering if it would be good cold.
I think
does it feel like it needs to be room temp?
Maybe room temp.
Yeah,
but even cold.
Because when I think of spiced apple, I think of warm.
Sure, yeah.
If it was just like apple, then I feel like cold.
Yeah.
I will try it both. Maybe we'll try it both ways. We should find some and try it.
With a little bit of bourbon in
it.
Hey. Okay, this is something that I think is kind of cool. Somebody posted, actually Betty Buckley posted this.
Really?
My friend Betty Buckley.
The famous actress, Betty Buckley.
Betty Buckley, who, have I ever talked about her with you?
I feel
She's
like
spectacular.
Yeah, a little bit.
She's the nicest. I met her because when I was doing School of Rock, she had done Cats at the Winter Garden for however many years. Yeah. Cats was there 100 years. And
was she Grisabella?
She was Grisabella.
Okay.
Yeah. I think she was the original Broadway Grisabella.
Oh wow.
And one of the most famous to ever do it. And my dressing room was the same dressing room that she had. So she came to see School of Rock, came over, was like, well, this was my dressing room. And then we chatted. We became friends through Facebook and Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
And she has been so sweet. She likes all my posts about Sophie, and she is really encouraging to Sophie's career, and really amazing. Cool. Anyway, she posted this thing that said the Lord's Prayer, which has been translated from Aramaic into English, as opposed to Aramaic into Greek, into Latin, into English, which is what we all kind of know in the Our Father who art in heaven kind of thing. This is what, if you just went Aramaic to English, I think it's very interesting, and it's it's a little religious, but I think this is fair. This is fair game to share.
It's part of the Christmas season.
Okay, so this is what the Lord's Prayer would sound like if you just went from Aramaic to English. O cosmic birther of all radiance and vibration, soften the ground of our being and carve out a space within us where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativity so that we may be empowered to bear the fruit of your mission. Let each of our actions bear fruit in accordance with our desire. Endow us with the wisdom to produce and share what each being needs to grow and flourish. Untie the tangled threads of destiny that bind us as we release others from the entanglement of past mistakes. Do not let us be seduced by that which would divert us from our true purpose, but illuminate the opportunities of the present moment. For you are the ground and the fruitful vision, the birth, power, and fulfillment, as all is gathered and made whole once again. And so it is.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
I feel like that's so much better.
Right?
Like, not to, discount what we know, but that just feel the words in there are so vivid and powerful.
Yeah, like illustrative, and I like that it's about like, what does it say about fill us with your creativity?
Yeah.
It feels so much more like almost like holistic as a view of a higher power of God or whatever. Like, I love that. I heard that and I was like, that's really cool. And I don't think it's like sacrilegious. It's not like going against whatever religious dogma you've been taught or know. It just was kind of a cool way to think like, wow, if that's what the original words were.
And those translated directly into what we know today. Yeah. It sort of reminds you, have you ever read the version of the Bible called The Message?
Yes.
Where it's written by a guy who I think he's like a poet or something like that. And he's basically taken all the words in the Bible and made it sort of like more accessible, I think, for people to understand what's being said. But that sort of reminds me of that. And like, I feel like, words are words, right? And those feel just so much more accessible and inclusive and powerful. They feel, you know what it is? The word that keeps coming to mind for me is separate. Yeah. Like the Lord's Prayer, a lot of times I feel like it's a separation of God and us, right?
Yes.
But if you're a person of faith or you just believe in anything like universal energy, whatever, we're all a part of the same thing. So that feels much more inclusive and like, let's do this thing together.
Isn't that cool?
I like that a lot.
I love that.
I want to frame that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. This was just a shirt that I saw that I thought was funny. It said, dance like Frosty, shine like Rudolph, give like Santa, love like Jesus.
I thought you were going to say love like actually.
Love like actually. That's pretty good.
We should do our own version.
That's pretty good. I like that. I like that. This was another shirt that I was like, we need to make a shirt like this. Okay. It says, giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet.
Oh, it's a jingle horse.
Like, it's a horse with jingle bells on him.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And a cowboy.
I love literal things.
Yes.
Like I've always thought, like I wanted there to be like an SNL sketch where there was a guy who's like, all right, guys, got a jet. And he just goes, he just takes off.
That's pretty good.
Got to scoot.
This next one, this is a joke that I saw, and this is especially for our super fan Simon.
Oh, Simon.
So, Simon, we hope you like this.
In Ireland.
Here we go. Danny, what do you call an Irishman who can't stop bouncing off the walls?
Now, real quick. You don't want me to
Don't
guess.
answer.
Okay.
Just say
I don't know what, Eric.
Rick O'Shea. That's right, folks. Ricochet.
Can I tell an Irish joke real quick?
Yes, please.
So I wrote this beautiful ballad about this lady, and it was entitled, I Could Tell She Was Irish, for her chin was Dublin.
Her chin was Dublin.
Thank you.
That's good.
Did I tell that joke season 1?
No,
I didn't.
Never heard that. That's
okay,
good.
I feel like I told that season 1.
That's good.
Because I have more like that, and I'll save them maybe for season 12.
Yeah, we'll do a top 10 Irish.
We run out of stuff to talk about. This is my top 10 favorite Irish Christmas jokes of all time.
Okay, this is from Seth Pollock. Wrote a tweet that said, "Please don't tell me happy Honda days when you know that my family celebrates Toyota-thon." That's pretty good.
That's brilliant. Did I send that one to you?
I don't know.
Because occasionally I will DM Eric. I see funny things and I go, memes and things?
This could be good.
And I
this
hope it
next
makes the
one
cut.
is from you. Yes. And this was from Brewdog Official, which is the Instagram account. Brewdog Official has an official elf lager beer.
Doesn't that look good?
That is coming out. That looks delicious.
I say it looks
just by
good.
The can.
It's just a can.
But it just looks like it would be good. And I love a lager. So.
They have a Christmas vacation one too. That's how I first found it. Is somebody like posted like sipping one of these or something like that, and I was like, wait, what? And then I went to their page and I saw all these like holiday themed. They have like a holiday pack of like all like holiday themed like various beers and stuff, stouts and porters and all that sort of stuff.
Do a little more research into that because I would
tasting.
like to order some. Yeah,
we should make it happen.
Love
That'll
that.
Be a bonus episode.
That could be good.
Yeah.
Okay, this is. I just got a couple more. 2 more. Yeah, 2 more.
Okay.
One is just a song that I heard. It doesn't really fit into any of our countdowns right now, but I was just like, oh, this is a cool, like this song, and I think you would like it. It's a guy named Peter Sincotti.
Okay.
He's kind of a jazzy guy.
Not Sincade?
Nope, Sincotti. Cincotti.
Oh, okay.
And his song is called Because It's Christmas. I'm going to play you just a little bit of it, just so you can hear it.
I don't know what eggnog is. I like how it makes me feel. I don't know if reindeer fly. One more drink and I'll believe it's real. Killing me.
It's kind of a Jamie Cullum feel.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get you home and celebrate alone. 'Cause it's Christmas. I wanna wrap you up. Christmas.
Pretty good, right?
I love this. Is this new?
Yeah. No, it came out in 2022, last year.
Oh, jeez.
But isn't that great?
That would have been so great for that countdown we did last season. The like top 10 songs we recently fallen in love with, or something like that. It was like new, like sort of obscure songs.
Yeah.
That's really great. It has a little Ben Rector vibe to it
bit,
as well. I love the tongue-in-cheek nature of it. That's a great one.
But I thought you would dig that.
Yeah.
All right, last thing is a little joke. This is from Bob Golan. Said, when the moon hits your eye like it's 5:45, that's November.
It is getting dark.
Things,
It's getting dark way too soon.
Way too soon.
Oh my gosh,
Way
it's
too
ridiculous.
Soon. Yeah.
I walked out of the office here the other day, and it was 4:47, and the sun was setting, and I literally said out loud, I was like, "It's not even 5." Like, who was I talking to? I don't even know.
Just the general universe.
And it's in moments like that I know I'm getting older. Yeah. When I say things like that, as if the whole world is listening to me, and I'm complaining about the fact that it's getting dark at 4:47, and there's probably some young guy walking by and goes, "Oh, geez,
Okay, boomer.
okay, old man." Okay, geriatric millennial.
That's right.
That was good, man. I love it. So one benefit of it getting darker earlier, it starts to get cooler a little bit earlier. So you go home.
Yeah.
What do you need? A nice warm beverage.
Absolutely.
And you know who's hooks it up with the warm beverages is Hallmark Channel, specifically their partnership with Bissinger's. We talked about them recently, their amazing Advent calendars, which I feel like we're almost due to crack another one of these windows open.
I think that's fair.
I feel like it's fair. I'm hungry. Let's crack open another one. This one, they almost look like little D's. Have you noticed that? Like all the windows look like D's.
They do. Why? Do you think there's a reason for that?
Because my name's Danny.
This Christmas.
This Christmas. So let's have another one. We're cracking up another window here on our Advent calendar.
Okay.
So I just opened up my second window here on my Advent calendar from Hallmark Channel. What is yours dark? Did you get the dark chocolate one?
Look at my mouth now.
Because there's two that are like the skinny square shape. There's European milk chocolate, and then there's European dark chocolate.
This tastes like milk chocolate to me. Was yours dark? I know you like dark.
Gosh,
chocolate.
I love dark chocolate so much.
That is really good chocolate.
One thing I love a little bit more than dark chocolate is making people uncomfortable while I
chewing
eat,
into
while I
into
eat
the
on the
microphone.
show.
Yeah, but this is my wife's favorite part.
She's like, skip 15 seconds, and they're still eating. Okay.
Skip again.
I think my wife does the same exact thing. But this European dark chocolate is so delicious, and you're going to get 25 days of deliciousness here. So if you haven't picked up your Hallmark Channel Countdown to Christmas Advent calendar from Bissinger's, get that ASAP. But
there's more chocolate to talk about.
More chocolate, and what's better than chocolate? More
milk chocolate, drinkable chocolate.
Yes, drinkable chocolate, especially on those cold nights. When the sun goes down early and you're sitting at home and you want to cozy up by the fire, warm up a little bit from the inside out, or you're going to pop that.
Yeah, let's see if it makes a good sound.
Ooh.
That was decent.
And then ASMR. Oh, did you see the little puff of powder that came out? Can I smell it?
Yeah, it smells really good.
All right. We are sniffing.
We are looking at a jug, a tin,
I think a tin.
A tin?
Yeah. It sort of looks like a miniature paint can.
Yeah, it does. That's exactly what it looks like. And this is some Hallmark Channel Countdown to Christmas, along with Bissinger's hot cocoa mix. And we're going to mix some of it right now. Yeah. Put it into our little water jugs.
I mean, we're sitting here by a cozy little fire.
Is there a spoon in it?
I brought a little thing to scoop. I think it's usually they're like sort of down in there. Do you ever buy like protein powder and it's like you got to sort of scoop it out? But I was...
Oh, geez. Danny just spilled a bunch of powder on his leg, so now his leg is turning to hot chocolate.
I have the tastiest jeans in town right now. There's the scoop. I got it. Okay.
I found it. Okay.
You would think, I guess it's when in transit, those things sort of get stuck down in there. All right, so there's a little scoop for you. Bloop, bloop, boop. And then a scoop for me.
I love it.
All right, and then I got us a little fork so we can mix in our powder.
I was about to use my finger, and I was like, "This is
I have so much chocolate powder on my pants right now." Hold on, I'm going to stand up and brush this off.
All right, I'm mixing right now. The chocolate is dissolving into the water. Oh, this is going to be good.
Oh, I just took a little sneak taste. Do you ever do that? Do you ever just like
absolutely
get a little bit of the powder? It's sort of like eating the batter.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Were you? Yeah. Why don't we do that more? Probably because it would dry out our mouths a little bit.
No, I think we should do it all the time.
All right, well, I'm going to do it again. Don't have to tap me with a good time.
Okay. I think I've mixed it
okay,
somewhat sufficiently.
I feel like hot cocoa, I feel like I went through a chapter of life where I wasn't drinking enough hot cocoa.
Yeah.
And I feel like now that I'm an adult, I realize like how much of a gift hot cocoa is to the world.
Me being not a big hot liquids guy,
right?
I like this. This is... right now, I've mixed it with essentially cold water. It's delicious.
Right.
Delicious.
It's kind of like having a milkshake.
A little bit, yeah. Do you know what it reminds me of?
You could do it hot.
Yeah.
Or mix it with a little like glass of milk. Put in like a little like...
Ooh, yeah.
With those like those little hand whisk or the hand mixer sort of things.
Yep.
Blend it up. You could do it hot. You could do it cold.
You could even do this over ice. Make it like a kind of a frothy...
Almost like a mocha drink.
Yeah.
From your favorite coffee joint.
Yeah. But if you didn't like coffee, you could just skip the coffee. Do you know what hot cocoa always reminds me of, though?
What's that?
It reminds me of when I was a kid and I was in Boy Scouts and we would do these turkey shoots where we were based out of the American Legion in town is where we would do like our meetings.
Feels like we're Boy Scouts.
You know?
Yep.
And it was always in probably November or December because I remember it was always very cold.
Yeah.
They would set up like target practice essentially at the one end of the field and people would come and do a turkey shoot where they would shoot not shotgun. I guess they were like rifles, like kind of a basic air rifle kind of thing, you know, not like a machine gun, just a basic rifle.
Right.
And then for target practice and then whoever got the best in each time that, you know, they'd have 15 stations or whatever, that person would win a turkey, like frozen turkey.
Oh, fun.
And we as the Boy Scouts like worked that event. So we would like run out and get the targets after they would shoot and the rubber bands would always snap on your fingertips because they'd been shot at, so the rubber bands would have like little BB holes in them,
yeah.
so they weren't like strong rubber bands, and it was freezing cold. And you try to have to take the target out, but then the rubber bands would snap on your fingers. You'd be like, God, jeez, Louise, it hurts so bad. But I remember we would always then run back to the little tent and drink hot cocoa, and it always brings me back to that memory.
Hot cocoa is one of the most comforting beverages I think that you can have all year round, really. So, with the holiday season being here and so many cold weather months ahead of us, highly suggest you guys get yourself not just one can, get yourself multiple cans of the Hallmark Channel Bissinger's hot cocoa mix. It'll keep you warm on all those cold winter nights. So head to hallmark.com or bissingers.com and order yours right now.
I feel like I'm going to be like one of those doomsday preppers, and I'm just going to order like 100 jars of Bissinger's hot cocoa mix, just in case.
Everyone's going to go to bissingers.com and be like, sold out. What happened? I don't know. Some guy in Southern California ordered 1,700 cans of it.
So good.
Built yourself a little fortress. That'd be pretty cool.
I like that. Yeah. Chris, do you have a game for us today?
We do have a game. I scour the internet looking for one-star reviews of popular Christmas movies and specials. So we're going to play a game I like to call one-star reviews.
I love this.
You'll be playing together for this one. I'll read 3 of my favorites, and you guys will have to guess what these Scrooges are reviewing.
Okay, great.
Okay. I love that we're calling them Scrooges.
Yeah, right
They are Scrooges. Who does this? Who has time enough to like negatively review a Christmas movie?
Who has
so
time
bizarre.
to negatively
or a
review
Christmas
anything?
podcast, you know?
I've never understood somebody being like, especially if it's like I personally didn't enjoy my experience or something. It's one thing if you're like, don't go to this place, you will get hurt. Your children will slip and fall or something. Like if you're trying to help other people avoid some sort of bad experience. But when people are like, I went to this laundromat and they weren't very nice to me when I paid. And so no one should ever go to this business again. I know. I've never understood why people do that.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if they're mean to everybody, that's one thing. But if it's just like a one-time occurrence, you also don't know how that person's day was. You know, maybe
give people some grace.
Give people some grace, you know.
Come on.
Or just smile.
Yeah.
Maybe lift them up a little bit rather than trying to bring them down.
Help them out.
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Anyway.
Here's the first one. Everyone says this movie is a classic and a must-watch during the holidays. I watched it and I don't get it. I do not like black and white movies, so I knew immediately that I wouldn't like this one.
Oh my gosh. I think I know what it is.
I see where it's going.
Well, it's going to go one of two ways.
Here's a couple more for you.
Okay.
Or this is all the same movie?
Same movie, yeah. I'm going to give you 3 for each movie.
Okay.
Wow.
I had to turn it off. I still don't know what was going on. The acting was terrible. They should redo it with sorry. This is the best part of it. They should redo it with Timothée Chalamet.
Oh, that's so good. Hilarious.
And then the last one is horrible, full of depression and despair, and a Christmas tree thrown in at the end. No thanks.
Oh, I know.
I think we know what it is, right?
It's a
Wonderful Life. Yeah.
It is a Wonderful Life.
With Timothée Chalamet. Come on, people.
What is the obsession with Timothée Chalamet lately? Because he's just like everywhere, it feels like, right?
They do call him like the actor of his generation, of that younger generation.
What is he most famous for? Was he? Because he's in Willy Wonka, right? He's doing the new Wonka one.
Willy Wonka right now. I mean, Dune was pretty big, and he was big in that. He had that "Call Me by Your Name" was sort of one of his. He was in Beautiful Boy. Did you ever see that? Oh, that's a depressing movie.
Watch a lot of movies. I realize
that's a good movie, but very depressing.
Because I see his face pop up, and I'm like, I have no idea what this guy's famous for.
I saw a meme where they compared Timothée Chalamet to like a medieval slipper. They were like, why is it whenever I see this slipper, I think of Timothée Chalamet, and it's like an old like medieval slipper.
That's pretty good.
That's good.
It makes no sense, but it does make sense.
But it makes perfect sense all at the same time. Yep.
Oh my gosh! All right,
that's great.
Give us the next one.
All right,
okay. Well,
here's the next one. It disappoints due to its supposed critique of commercialization, which is ironically edited into recent versions. The reviews I've read criticize the film for poor animation, and I agree. They also feature wooden voice acting, a sappy storyline, cheap music, and screechy singing.
Okay.
That's one.
I think I have
the film has subpar animation, lackluster voice acting, and a predictable storyline. Where are the parents at?
Where are the parents?
And here's the last one. It's my least favorite of these specials, and it makes no sense. I was thrown off by how slow it felt, even at 25 minutes, and the ending is randomly thrown together.
I mean, I know what it is, and I feel like I might write a 1-star review for this movie.
Really?
For special, yeah.
Is it Frosty?
It's got to be.
It is incorrect.
Oh.
Animated special.
Oh, they said wooden, right? And the ending feels thrown together.
Yeah.
Well, there's singing involved.
Yeah.
Is
Rudolph?
it Grinch?
Where are the parents is a good
parents?
one. Where are the parents?
Well, that's why I thought Frosty, right?
Yeah.
What about not the Grinch?
I mean, Rudolph's parents are kind of absentee.
Is it?
That's true.
Is it Snoopy? Peanuts?
Oh, could be, yeah.
It is a Charlie Brown Christmas, yes.
Charlie Brown Christmas. That's so mean. I love
That
Charlie
is
Brown
really
Christmas.
mean. Yeah, that one's good. I would write those reviews about Frosty, but not about, never about Charlie Brown Christmas. Because where are the parents? I want to know. Yeah. Why the cops just okay with these children being chased
running away with a random school auditorium magician?
Yeah. I don't know. It's disturbing.
Next one.
All right. Here's a good one. This is the dullest and least successful adaptation of this Christmas chestnut that I've ever seen.
Okay.
This film is the worst movie I've seen in a while. Good story, but just the CGI. And I should say, I'm not going to correct any of their misspellings or
please don't.
Grammatical error because they deserve all that.
Yeah.
This film is the worst movie I've seen in a while. Good story, but just the CGI and acting tore me up inside. The main actors acting in this seemed like the developers got some random old man on the street and paid him $5 to stand around and look half grumpy. Thanks. Kids crying now.
I know exactly what they're talking about.
And here's the last one. I watched this horrible mess of a movie and hated every second of it. I should say there's no punctuation in this one at all.
Of course not. Of course
Christopher Walken wrote it. I watched this horrible mess of a film and hated every second of it. It was horrible and painful to sit through, and hate seeing it. Everyone at Christmas time watch the actual one, not this. It is a horrible film. The charters were all horrible, and every song in this movie was dreadful. Instead of wasting your time watching this horrible mess of a film, you should go watch a good show like Breaking Bad, maybe. This film is a horrible mess. Would say this film should be banned and destroyed worldwide.
Wow.
That is
I think I know what
criticism.
it is. I think it's The Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey.
I was going to say Polar Express.
Oh.
Are either of us right?
No, not really.
Well, because
This is the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Whoa!
No way.
Wait, what did they say about Michael Caine? That he was just
They paid him a $5 some old man.
an old fellow they found on the street.
They paid a $5.
Oh my God!
What's CGI? I guess it's the Ghost of Christmas.
Oh, the like candle one.
Yeah,
The candle lady.
she's like a wisp, sort of in the air, sort of thing. But that's the only CGI in there, right?
I
don't think it's CGI exactly, but I don't know.
I've never heard people bag on Muppet Christmas
It just
Carol.
gets better the more you watch it.
Yes.
It's underrated.
Wow.
That is upsetting.
These people are crazy.
I am shooketh right now.
Absolutely.
I want to know who that reviewer is. I'm going to write them a 1-star review.
Yeah, your review was
Your
poorly
review
spelled.
was horrible. Your CGI was brutal. What'd someone pay you?
That's what they should. They should make it so that you can write reviews about people's reviews.
It started off good, but then about halfway through, you
They
lost
lost all sense of punctuation.
That's amazing. Do we have more?
We have one more.
Okay.
A gritty origin story probably isn't on a lot of people's wish list this holiday season. That's the first one.
Gritty? Is that what it is?
Origins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Movie not good. Boring story. Characters not interesting. Ending not make cry. Waste time. I can't believe this is a real
Me
person.
not learn to
Sorry.
speak English.
I gotta start again. Ending not make cry. Waste time. Not enjoyable. Many people, including me, say not good. One child like, but most say not good.
Okay.
People, including me, in case you weren't aware. I think I know where this is going. I said that last time too, but origin
Here's
story.
the last one.
Yeah.
While visually stunning and well voiced, the movie falls flat due to its boring plot. The main character comes off as irritating and lacking talent, ability, and confidence, which diminishes the overall promise of the film, ultimately delivering nothing substantial.
Should we see? We'll count to 3 and see if we say the same thing. 1, 2, 3.
The Santa
Klaus.
Well, I will say that one of you is correct. Ooh. It was Klaus.
Ooh.
Well, because didn't they say something about the visuals were like stunning or something like that? What was the first one? There was something that made me think it was animated.
A gritty origin story.
Gritty
like
origins.
that.
Well, that made me think of like Klaus and all that, and then the visuals were stunning. Yeah.
Wow.
And the voices. That was it. Made me think animated.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Well, there are some real Scrooges out there.
Some great movies out there.
Yeah.
I did the Muppet Christmas Carol one. I just don't get.
That's crazy.
Whatsoever.
That was the most egregious of them all.
Humbug.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that they're not listening to this podcast.
They might be, and they might be leaving us a review right now.
Bring it.
They were really great until they slammed the reviewers on the show. What kind of people do
Me
that?
not like this podcast no more.
But if they compliment our voices,
That's fine.
That's fine. We'll
That's
take
fine.
that.
Then we're big fans of you. I love it. All right, thank you, Chris. That was a great game. Great game.
That was a great game.
It was a great game. All right, should we get to the countdown?
Oh, I've been looking forward to
Let's
it.
do
for
it.
ages.
All right, folks. All right, folks. These are going to be our 10 through 6 top songs about Santa Claus.
I'm so jacked for this one.
Santa Claus. Here we go. All right, my number 10 is from one of our favorite artists,
Okay.
Mr. J.D. McPherson.
Ooh.
We love J.D. McPherson.
We love him. We love him.
Has that great Christmas album called Socks, and this song is called Claus versus Klaus.
Great song.
So good.
I meant to text you before to see if you were going to put JD because I was like, oh, and I knew you would.
It's a good one.
Okay.
This song is a duet on his album, which is very fun, and it's sung from the perspective of Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus.
Yes.
And Santa Claus is sort of like, you don't appreciate me anymore, and I work really hard, and you don't ever like give me the loving anymore that I'm looking for. And Mrs. Claus is like, I do everything for you, and you don't ever give me a shout out. So they're having a little bit of a marital a bickering,
a little spat,
if you will.
Yeah.
But by the end, they both realize, I love you. Yeah. I love you too, and it all comes together. It's a great Santa Mrs. Claus duet. Let's listen to a little bit of it. Claus. I don't know why I'm saying Claus.
Claus versus
Claus.
Yes.
I think we were talking so much about Klaus that now
you just got Klaus on the brain.
Now I got Klaus on the brain. Here we go. Let's play a little bit of it.
Mrs. Claus, tell me what is wrong with you. I'm seeing all those dirty looks from way across the room. It makes it hard to concentrate on teddy bears and roller skates. Can't you see I'm working here? There's so much to do. I've gotta finish up the list. I'm rolling up my sleeves. It's time to make that yearly trip. They call it Christmas Eve.
Mr. Claus, I really hope you know you're not the only jolly elf that's running this North Pole.
Great selection.
Isn't that fun?
I love that album so much, and that song, and I love that Mrs. Claus gets some love in that one, because there aren't enough songs that feature Mrs. Claus or speak to her stories. Yeah. So I'm glad you included that one. All right, so I'm going to start off with a song from an album that we talked about. Sorry, hold on. Sorry.
You got excited.
I'm very excited for this one.
That was a premature
jubilation.
Yep, that's what it was.
That's exactly what it was.
I'm not going to be able to get that out of my head.
Oh, finally. We've needed one of those moments this season, and we finally got it. All right. So this song comes off an album, I think we've talked about it a little bit over the years. It's A Capitol Christmas. And it's like all these sort of like songs that Capitol Records has released over the years. Specifically, it's going to be Everybody's Waiting For, in parentheses, The Man with the Bag.
Love that song.
By K-Star. This song was written in 1950 by Irving Taylor, Dudley Brooks, and Hal Stanley. Obviously, it's a reference to Santa Claus, who drops off presents, to people who are extra special good. I love the jazzy nature of it. It just feels like it's really in the pocket of that big band era. I love... we all know these like iconic songs about Santa, right? And I think as I was putting together this list for this countdown, I was like, I wanted to include some of the iconic ones that we all know, but I wanted to find as many songs about Santa that maybe most people don't think about as I possibly could. And what I found is there's a lot of great songs that really get sort of descriptive about Santa and like paint this whole other picture about who he is and how he delivers gifts and all this sort of stuff. So let's take a little listen to K-Star's version of Everybody's Waiting for the Man with the Bag.
Old Mr. Kringle is soon gonna jingle the bells that'll tingle all your troubles away. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag, 'cause Christmas is coming again. He's got a sleigh full, it's not gonna stay full. He's got stuff to drop at every stop of the way. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag.
I mean, the horns are hot. It comes in like hot from the beginning. I think you chatted about Jessie J's version.
She has a great version
of this song. She's great. I feel like Jessie J is so underrated, across the board. But I love, like, it just hits you in the face from the beginning. It's just like, here it is, and then it just like, I feel like the song just keeps building and building. Waiting for the man with the bag. It just feels good from beginning all the way to the end. And I just love, just thinking of like, I love describing Santa as the man with the bag. Because we just think of, Santa's bag of goodies. So that's going to be my number 10.
I love that. You know who else has a good version of that song? Is Darren Criss.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the actor from Glee and some Broadway shows. He has a very good version of that song.
Yeah. What was the group he was in Michigan? Something Star? Something...
like an a cappella group?
So, or they had like an acting group or something like that? It wasn't called Bright Star. It was called like Wonder Star. Anyway, I'll think of it.
All right, my number 9 is going to be the first time that we're hearing the song Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
You have it multiple times.
Multiple times. I didn't mean to necessarily do it multiple times.
Yes.
But then I think that this song appears on my top 10 4 or 5 times.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah. But each one is a different version that I'm like, that has to be on my list. It's so good. So the song Santa Claus is Coming to Town was written by J. Fred Coots and Haven Gillespie.
Okay.
And was first recorded by Harry Resser and his band. And then Eddie Cantor did it in 1934, which is when it became a hit.
Okay.
But it is so good. And we're going to start out with what I would say is the most classic version of this in my mind, and that's the Frank Sinatra version. So we're going to go Frank Sinatra, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Let's listen to a little snippet of that.
You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town.
I love this song. And again, I really did not go into this list thinking that I was going to have multiple versions of any song, let alone this song. It never occurred to me that this was one of my favorite Christmas songs. If you had asked me before we did this list about this song, I would have been like, oh yeah, that's like a fun song that kids sing at like a Christmas school concert. Like, you better watch out, you better not cry. And thinking it was just kind of like very simple and simplistic.
Yeah.
But the more I listen to different versions, I'm like, I love this song. I love the swingy nature of it. I love the way that people have interpreted it different ways, as you'll see later in my countdown. I love that it's kind of like an adult being like, hey, kid, like, be good.
Right.
Don't misbehave because, that old sort of like parental, like, hey, Santa's watching.
Naughty or nice list.
Yeah. But then once it gets into the like, it almost feels like it's an elf kind of saying, this is exciting. Santa is coming to town. It seems less less like a warning and more just like, this is, guys, behave because when you do, amazing things are going to happen.
Ooh, I like that.
So this is my number 9 version, is the Frank Sinatra version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
So good. Love that version.
Thank you.
I will share a quick little spoiler. I have no repeats on my list. That was one of like the sort of like guide rails. Guide rails, is that how they say it?
Guardrails?
Guardrails, sure, that too. It's guiding me and guarding me. I was like, I don't want to have any repeats. I want to try to get 10 different songs, which was challenging in the beginning, but then like I just kept...
I have plenty of extras. I could have had 10 different, but when I was saying my top 10 songs about Santa, these versions were all in there.
Where your heart is.
Yeah.
But that's why we have the bonus episodes, so we can chat more. All right, so next up for me at number 9 is going to be Santa Baby. But not the original Eartha Kitt version. I'm going with Michael Bublé's version.
I do like his version.
Do you like his version? Yeah. What I love about it, because the original, came out back in, I think it was the early 50s. Yeah. It was Eartha Kitt and Henry Renee and his orchestra. It came out in 1953. But then Michael Bublé has it on his album. And what I love about his version, and maybe it's because like he's singing more from a dude's perspective, so I feel like I couldn't relate to it. Like I love the original version. I think Eartha did a phenomenal job on it. It's a classic. Will always stand the test of time. But what I love is that Bublé puts his spin on it, his voice on it. He makes it more modern. I love that he calls him Santa Pally.
Yeah.
Like he gives him he calls him Buddy, Pally, like all these different things throughout. And I love like that he sort of updated it like with some decorations from Mercedes. Like it's a little bit more current, a little bit more relevant. It sort of speaks to, I think, a lot of like, I don't know, our sensibilities and things that we're into. So let's take a little listen to Michael Bublé's version of Santa Baby.
Santa baby, slip a Rolex under the tree for me. I've been an awful good guy, Santa buddy, and hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa buddy, a 65 convertible
The way he just Santa baby, and like I love the deep like bass voices at the beginning, the ba-doom, ba-doom. It feels like it's got a little bit of almost like doo-wop vibe to it, with the classic feel of the 1950s arrangement, and then just making it more current. I think he does a fantastic job. So that's my number 9, Santa Baby.
I love that song. I have a version of that song, not that version, in my bonus episodes.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bonus selections. Okay, my number, what am I to? My number 8.
Yes.
This is a fun one.
Okay.
I probably should have put this slightly lower on the list because I don't know that it's my 8th favorite Santa Claus song.
Okay.
But it's just kind of where it fell in my list. But I do love this song. And it's by our good friend Louis Armstrong.
Okay.
And it's "Is that you, Santa Claus?" I love that song. It's so fun. It's so silly and seemingly not random, but it feels other. Somehow it doesn't like fit into all the other type of Christmas music that I like. And I don't know why, because Louis Armstrong is of that sort of like old school vibe. But there's something about this particular song that feels, I don't know, it feels foreign in a good way.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel, I don't know.Maybe I'm not describing it great, but
it feels different than a lot of Christmas songs. Yeah. Like when he says like, when he da 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 da.
Yeah.
That you, and there's like the sound effects.
It's
and
like dangerous or something.
Yeah.
It feels almost a little dangerous.
Yeah, I like it though. It's sort of like it catches you off guard.
Yes, it definitely does.
Yeah.
Let's listen to a little bit of Louis Armstrong with the Commanders singing "Is that you, Santa Claus?" I also love that it's apostrophe Z-A-T. Of course. Is that you?
Is that you, Santa Claus? Gifts I'm preparing for some Christmas sharing, but I pause because hang in my stocking, I can hear a knocking. Is that you, Santa Claus?
I don't know. I love it. That's going to be my number 8 selection.
I love it
Louis
so much
Armstrong's.
too. And I will say, I originally had it at my number 8.
Whoa!
But because you're giving it some love, I'm going to trade out another song. You
That's
can
fair.
see it right here on my list.
I love it.
That's where it's at. So, but this gives me an opportunity to bring a song up that
Great.
was hard for me to drop
I love that.
off of the list because I absolutely love and adore, since I was very, very young, the Beach Boys.
Yes, you do.
And they have a couple songs about Santa, but the one that I want to chat about is The Man with All the Toys. I love the way the song opens. So let's play a little bit so you can hear what I'm talking about here. Just you hear Brian Wilson's like high, beautiful tenor voice. Let's take a little listen.
Someone found a lighted house late one night, and he saw through the window a sight. A big man in a chair, and little tiny men everywhere. He's the man with all the
toys. I love Brian Wilson's beautiful, high tenor voice, plus with the bass notes mixed in there. It just feels like, we were, what was this, a couple episodes ago, we were talking about Jimmy Buffett, and we listened, to some of his Christmas music that just felt, it was Christmas music, but it still felt authentically Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
I love their album because all of their Christmas music still feels authentically
Totally Beach Boys,
like the Beach Boys. And not to say that other artists don't do this, but I feel like sometimes when you're recording a bunch of Christmas songs, you're like, well, this is how it's always been done, and I'm going to do this version of it. But again, and we've talked about this before, it's like we love when musicians, artists, bands, whatever, will write new Christmas music, so that they don't just roll up to the studio and do the 12 that we've all heard, that they write some originals that feel like they come from their voice specifically. And I think the Beach Boys do a fantastic job of that with The Man with All the Toys. So that's gonna take over Louis' spot and slot in at number 8 on my list.
That's fair. I think that's going to be, other than the Carpenters album that I really want to get on vinyl.
Yeah.
That's the next thing that I really want to get on vinyl.
It's so
the Beach Boys
good.
Christmas album.
It's so good. I don't know why I don't have it. I know. I got to change that.
So good. All right. My number 7 selection
is
a newer song. This is going to be a duet, another duet, with the great Kelly Clarkson and the great Ariana Grande.
Oh.
Grande. I don't know why I said it like that. Ariana Grande.
Iconique.
It is iconique. And that is Santa, Can't You Hear Me? Do you know this song?
Well,
let me play a little bit for you.
I know it because you were playing it earlier, and I was like, wait a second. Is that going to be on your list?
I couldn't help it. I had to listen to it a little bit. Here we go. This is a little bit of it. This song is so good. It has all the things that you're looking for in a good Christmas song. It has that sort of descending melodic line, that dun, 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 which is in like Christmas Baby Please Come Home.
Oh, yeah.
In what's the Mariah Carey one? All I Want for Christmas Is You. Like all those have that sort of dun, 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 dun.
Is it supposed to sound like bells chiming?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
And they have bells chiming, and they have the jingle bells going, and they have great harmonies in that song. And I like the song's basically saying, like, Santa, keep your bows, keep your presents. You know what I really want, and it's love.
Oh.
It's love. So I love that song, and that's going to be Santa, Can't You Hear Me by Kelly Clarkson and Ariana Grande.
It's Grande. Is there like a video of them performing that together live on like some special or something
Probably,
that, or maybe on her show?
Yeah. She did a Christmas special last year, so.
And it's fun watching the two of them together because Ariana has such like a big, powerful voice, and you feel like it's hard for her to find people who can like match her voice. And it's fun because like you'll see her look over at Kelly a couple times, like, okay,
she can match me.
We're in this together. It just feels like they're like elevating each other all throughout the song. Just I love how powerful they are on that song. It's a great track. It slaps, as the kids like to say. All right, so I do have Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Great.
Because you already had that, right? That was your Sinatra,
I did.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have it once on my list.
Okay.
And my number 7 is going to be Santa Claus is Coming to Town by the Jackson 5.
Ooh, I don't have that one on mine, so that's good.
I'm going to play a little bit, and then we'll talk about it.
Great opening.
I love the Jackson 5s. I'm still trying to figure out, were they called the Jackson 5 or just Jackson 5? Because sometimes I see it and then sometimes I just see Jackson 5.
So. I wonder if it is very possible that there were like two different versions for like copyright laws or something like that, you know.
I think they were the Jacksons at one point too. I don't know if that was after Michael left.
I think that was after Michael left, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that version, I love it. It comes at you out of the gates. I love the drum build. That da 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 da. And then when little Michael's voice comes in, I mean his voice for like his age, to be able to
crazy.
It's like it's incredible. There are no words to describe it. And his ability to, I think at such a young age, to captivate an audience like that and to just have that confidence. It feels like he knew, and I've talked to people who knew Michael and worked with him a lot. It's just like I think he knew that like from like a creative talent perspective that there was something about him that was like it connected to something. It was like that prayer you were reading earlier, sort of thing. I think that's what shines through in these early recordings of the Jackson 5 was just like Michael had this light about him, and it's fun to hear it shining on songs like Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
I love that.
Yeah.
Great selection and great song, obviously. I feel it. All right, my number 6, this is my last one of this countdown, is going to be a Sia song. Because you love Sia.
I love Sia so much.
And I love Sia as well. And that's going to be Santa's Coming For Us.
It's a great song.
Santa's Coming For Us. Let's listen to a little bit of this banger.
Nights are getting shorter now, hot chocolate fills the air and Christmas cheer does too. Picking out your Christmas tree so loudly, the joy this time it brings to you.
Oh! I mean, talk about a bop.
Oh, it slaps.
That is a bop.
Yeet bop banger.
Yeet bop banger for sure. It's so good. It's got that kind of reggae feel to it, but also a highly produced pop song of the 2020s.
Yes.
Sia is so good. She not only has such a great voice, but she has that kind of pingy voice that just pops through. So like the orchestration on it, or the backing track is really cool, but her kind of just vibe and her vocal texture just rides through that thing is so good. So that's my number 6 is Santa's Coming For Us. Santa's coming for us.
I love that song
so good,
so much. I'll maybe say more about it in part 2. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so we've reached pretty much the end of our countdown here. Before I reveal my number 6, did want to remind you guys, if you're not already subscribing to the show, and if you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed yet, you might as well just slam the button. I mean, come on. So subscribe wherever you're listening. Also, please follow us on social media. We are at Christmas Countdown Show on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, at XmasPod on the X. You can also watch videos and see Eric's amazing hat and his sweater and all the things that are happening here on youtube.com/Countdown Network. And if you just love this show and you're like, I can't get enough, become a paid subscriber on Apple or Spotify, or join the Patreon for the same amount of money, $5 a month, and you get access to a the merriest crew in the world, the Christmas Countdown crew. I say it, I subscribe to it, I believe it, I liked it on Facebook. Anyway, we have reached that point. My number 6 is going to be a classic.
Okay.
Got to get a classic in there. And that is going to be Here Comes Santa Claus by Bing Crosby and the Andrews Sisters.
You got to put it in there.
You got to put it in there. We're huge fans of Bing Crosby. Sure. I love when he would join forces with the Andrews Sisters. The Andrews Sisters are just so like intriguing to me, because I feel like they had this like pocket of time where they were like huge, but then I don't know like where they went.
They kind of disappeared after post-war.
Yeah, once America, the war ended and they weren't like putting posters up, inside barracks anymore. It's like they sort of...
And also that they were like so popular, and yet there wasn't like copycat groups. I'm sure there were some, but none that have like had huge careers like they did. Bing inspired Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin, all these people. But like the Andrews Sisters, that like tight vocal harmony, 3 women, there are still people that do it. I'm aware of that, but not with any kind of success in the way that the Andrews
did. I wonder if they inspired groups like the Supremes, and that sort of stuff of like, the 3 women singing together. But like you're saying, like their harmonies were so tight. And I honestly don't know. Were they actually sisters?
Were they actual sisters?
Yes, they were actually sisters.
Oh, they were? Okay.
The main vocalist, she left the group and did a solo thing. And
she did?
There was some animosity. They all kind of like died, all hating each other.
Oh wow.
So sad.
Let me bring it down.
Well, that's
on that note,
we're going to end this thing. No, let's take a little listen to Here Comes hashtag Sad Christmas. Let's take a little listen to Here Comes Santa Claus by Bing Crosby and the Andrews Sisters.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer are pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. Hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane.
What is that sound in the background that goes bing, bing?
Sounds like a harp.
Is that a harp, you think? Or could it be someone like plucking the strings of
on a piano? Possible, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I love that little accent. Yeah. And then when he comes in and he's like duetting with the 3 of them, and they're like playing back and forth with each other.
So swingy.
It's very swingy. It just feels like Christmas in the 50s to me. And I just like imagine, what people were wearing at that time, and this song coming on the radio, and, mom in the kitchen with her apron on, and like, like dad's coming home from work with his briefcase, and like this next song coming to you from Bing Crosby,
and the Andrews Sisters,
and I don't know, it just feels like it transports you. That song just feels so indicative of the times, and I love it. And I just think of like the hope of like all those children in like the 40s and 50s, like hoping for like Santa Claus to come and deliver them gifts. I love it, and that's why I got it at my number 6.
I like it. This is good. This is a good list, but we have even better ones, 5 through 1. So make sure you come back not next week, but later this week.
Later this week on Thursday, yeah.
On Thursday, and you will hear our 5 through 1 of our top 10 songs about Santa. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. That's going to wrap it up here for this episode. Make sure you tell your friends about the show. Rate, review, follow, subscribe, all the things that we've been asking you to do. And the main thing we'd ask you to do, though, is to have yourself a Merry Christmas.
And happy holidays.
We will see you on the next one, everybody. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Right on Santa Claus Lane.